Hello students, in this video we will learn how to write chemical formulae of different compounds. So it is in continuation with atoms and molecules. I think it is fourth video and we will study writing chemical formulae of different compounds. So first we should know what is the definition of chemical formula. The chemical formula, if we write the definition of chemical formula is plural, and if E is added, it is chemical formulae, it is plural. So, what is chemical formulae? It is symbolic representation of composition of a compound. So what I have written, chemical formula is symbolic representation of composition of a compound. What does it mean? Suppose we have carbon dioxide or we have water. This is the name of the compound, and water, what is the symbolic representation? It is symbolized. This is the chemical formula of water and the name of the compound is water. So what is the chemical formula? It is the symbols of hydrogen and oxygen. The symbol of hydrogen is H, symbol of oxygen is O. So the symbolic representation of composition, this is the composition of water, that is there must be 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. So this is the composition of water molecule or compound, and it is symbolized, it is represented in a symbolic manner. So this is known as chemical formula of water. Likewise, carbon dioxide, the symbol of carbon is C, symbol of oxygen is 2, 1 carbon, 2 atoms of oxygen, they join together to form this compound CO2, and this is symbolized by the chemical formula CO2. So this is the definition, symbolic representation of composition of a compound. This is chemical formula. Now we want to write chemical formula of different compounds. So what we have to do for writing a chemical compound, the formula, first we should know the symbols of elements. What elements? Of which this compound is formed. For example, we have just taken carbon dioxide. So we should know the symbol of carbon, that is C, and dioxide we should know the symbol of oxygen. So the first part for writing a chemical formula, we should know the symbol of the elements of which that compound is formed. Suppose a big compound is there, CaCO3, calcium carbonate is there. Then we should know the symbol of calcium, then carbonate of carbon and of oxygen. So a compound may be formed of 2 elements, 3 elements, 4 elements. So we should know the symbol of all the elements of which that compound is formed. This is the first requirement, and the second important requirement is we should know the valencies of those elements. This is most important. And for knowing the valency, the simplest way to memorize all the valencies by heart. Although we can find out the valency, but that is a lengthy process and it will take some time to understand valencies, and we will study valency in detail in the next chapter. So here what can we do? We can memorize by heart the valencies of different elements. So this is the simplest manner to memorize. So we should have known 2 things. One, the symbol of the element. All of you know symbol is, suppose sodium is there, what is the symbol? So these are elements I have written here. We will just write the symbols. And second, valencies of these elements should be known to us for writing a correct chemical formula. So these are two requirements for writing a chemical formula. Now I will give you some symbols of common, very common elements which we used in day-to-day life and even in our chemistry chapters, and their symbols and their valencies. So this is a chart of symbols of some elements. Symbol is of element, formula is of compound. So for element we say symbol, for compound we say formula. So first we will give some symbols of some elements and their valencies. So valencies can be divided into three parts. This is first, second and third. First, they are having valency. These elements having valency as 1, or they are known as monovalent elements. Why they are known as monovalent? Mono means 1. Having valency 1, these I have taken only 4. So these elements are monovalent. We have 118 elements in our periodic table. So you must learn about 20, 30, 40 at least the symbols and their valencies, and slowly you will remember all the symbols and valencies as we are used to them when we study chemistry. So these 4 elements, and again one thing more, these elements can be divided into metallic and non-metallic. Here these are metallic ions which are metal, ions of metal, and these are non-metals. We will study in the next chapter about metal and non-metal also, and this is the third category of polyatomic. I will tell you what are polyatomic. So first, metallic ions, sodium, these all are metals. Sodium, potassium, silver, copper, magnesium, calcium, zinc, iron, copper, aluminium, and again iron. So these are some of the examples of metal which we have taken. These 4 metals, they have valency 1. These 3 metals, they have valency 2, or they are known as divalent. Di means 2, so they have 2 valency. These 2, these 4, 1, 5. These 5 are divalent, and this aluminium and iron, they are trivalent or having valency 3. So this is divided into 3. Now I am writing the symbols of these metals. Sodium is Na. First I am writing only the symbols. Na, potassium K, silver Ag, and copper Cu. These are the symbols. Later we will write the valency. Magnesium Mg, calcium Ca, zinc Zn. Then iron Fe, copper Cu, aluminium Al, and iron again Fe. So these are the symbols of metallic ions. Now the valency. Valency, all the metallic ions, they have valency plus, or they have charge which is plus, because they make cations. All the metals, they form cations, so they have plus charge. So sodium having 1 plus charge, that is single valency. Monovalent, potassium also 1 plus, silver also 1 plus, copper also 1 plus. You have seen we have 2 coppers. This is 1, Roman letter 1, and this is Roman letter 2. Why there are 2 coppers? Because some special elements like copper, silver, mercury, iron, they have variable valencies. Copper can have one valency also, and copper can have two valency also. So this is known as variable valency, and there is a method to write the variable valencies of these special elements, and this method is, if the valency is on the lower side, this is copper 1, this is copper 2, on the lower side, then OUS is added as suffix, and it is on the higher side with 2, so IC is added as suffix in the formula. So what will be the formula of copper oxide? Suppose cuprous. If it may be cuprous oxide, cuprous nitrate, cuprous sulfate, anything. But if it is having one valency, then OUS is added and it is known as cuprous. If it is having two valency, then IC is added and it is known as cupric. So this is on the higher valency side and this is on the lower valency side. Likewise, you can see here iron 3 and iron 2. Iron is, the symbol is Fe because it is derived from ferrum, the Latin word. So with this 2 is the lower valency and this 3 is the higher valency. So this iron, it is known as ferrous. This OUS is added to the lower valency iron, and this iron, it is known as ferric. This IC is added to the higher valency of iron. So the compound, the elements which have multiple valency or variable valency, they are denoted by like this. So this is one thing I want to tell you. And now the valencies, these four, they have single valency. So, and the valency is positive of metals. So we write just plus plus. This Mg, magnesium, it is having valency 2 plus. So its valency is 2 and it is positive. So we write 2 plus. Calcium also 2 plus. Zinc also 2 plus. All iron, this 2 is also 2 plus. Copper is also 2 plus. We write on the top with Mg, on the top 2 plus, copper 2 plus. So these 5, they have divalent or bivalent valencies. Now coming to the trivalent, aluminium having 3 plus. The valency of aluminium is 3 and valency of this iron with 3 Roman number, it is also 3 plus. It is ferric and this is ferrous. So ferrous has 2 plus valency and iron has 3 plus. Well, iron 3 has 3 plus valency. So you have to memorize. These are only 10, 12 and total I think they are about 20, 25. So but you have to learn more than that and you will learn slowly as you read further. So these are metals. Metals all have plus valencies or plus charges on their ions. Now non-metallic ions, those are having negative charge. They form anion, these form cations. All of you know cation is plus and anion is minus or negative charge. Now the symbol of hydrogen, first I will write symbols. Hydride also H, chloride chlorine, bromide and iodide. Then oxide O, sulfide S and nitride N. So these are the symbols of non-metallic ions. And we know they have formed anions, they have negative valency. So but hydrogen is an exception. Though it is a non-metal, but its valency is plus 1. It is a non-metal. All these are non-metal. Hydrogen is a non-metal, but its valency is single plus or 1 plus. Hydride also 1 plus, chloride plus, bromide plus, iodide, all are monovalent. And this oxide, it is, oh sorry, these all are minus. So all these are minus. This oxide is 2 minus, sulfide is 2 minus. Both of them are divalent or bivalent. And nitride, it is 3 minus. It is having a trivalent valency, and it is a non-metal formed of nitrogen, so it is 3 minus. So this is how these are the valencies of non-metals. Now we have written polyatomic ions. So here I should write, instead of symbols, I should write formula, because symbol is of a single element. And what are polyatomic ions? Polyatomic ions have more than one element, and this a group of element is known as radical. So what are polyatomic? They form radical, and this radical can have plus or minus charge. It can be positive or it can be negative, can form cation or form anion, but this radical is a group of elements. 2, 3 or more elements, they combine together to form a polyatomic ion, and this is also known as radical. So these are the formula of different radicals or polyatomic ion. They have a valency together, and the complete group has that valency. We see how. Ammonium, the formula for ammonium is NH4. It is formed by two elements, nitrogen and hydrogen, and it is having a single plus valency. This is the only polyatom which has a plus charge. Apart from ammonium, all are having negative charge. Though it is formed by two non-metals, nitrogen and hydrogen. But as hydrogen has plus charge, 4 hydrogen are there, nitrogen has 3, hydrogen has 4, so 1 plus is left. So ammonium has a plus charge, and out of this list, only ammonium is having plus. This is a polyatom. We can write polyatom like this, or we can write them in brackets also. So, but normally we write like without bracket. NH4 is ammonium. Do you know the formula of ammonia gas? Ammonia gas is quite different than ammonium. Ammonium is a polyatomic ion with plus charge, or it is a radical. But what is ammonia? Ammonia is NH3 gas. It is a compound. So it is different from ammonium. NH3 is ammonia gas. NH4 is ammonium radical. So this is the ammonium radical. Then hydroxide is OH minus. Only one minus is there. Nitrate NO3 minus, 1 minus. All these are monovalent. This complete NO3 group, the total group or the total radical or the total polyatom has a single charge. This charge is for NO3, not for N, not for O. This charge is for the full complete NO3. Now hydrogen carbonate is a single word, and the formula for hydrogen carbonate is HCO3 with a single minus. Carbonate is CO3, and it is 2 minus. This carbonate is 2 minus. Sulfite SO3 2 minus, and sulfate SO4 2 minus. So these are the formula with their valency. Valency is 2 minus, and then phosphate is PO4 4 minus. It has variable valency, also 3 minus and also 4 minus. So we can write phosphite is 3 minus, phosphate is 4 minus. So these are valencies of polyatomic ions and metallic and non-metallic ions. You have to memorize, learn by heart all of them, all the valency. If you don't know the valency, you cannot write the chemical formula, and you cannot derive these valency every time you have to write the formula. So the simplest way is to memorize them by heart as you memorize the symbols of different elements. So now we will start writing chemical formula. Chemical formula we can write in 3 types of compounds. We are having, so we are having 3 types of compound. One is covalent compounds. Covalent compounds we will study in detail in the next chapter. The second is ionic compounds, and third with compounds with polyatoms. So we will write polyatomic groups. So we will write formula in these different heads. First I am taking covalent compounds. A slight difference is we will learn it later in detail. Covalent, the electrons they share with each other of different elements. In ionic compounds, the elements they form anion and cation, and they are joined by attraction forces, and polyatom if they are having this polyatomic group. So first covalent compound, first what you have to write, there are some rules for writing these chemical formula. And what are the rules? First, the symbols should be written, then valencies or charge should be written below the symbols, then a crossover is made, and this is the one rule. The second rule, the name of the metal is written first and non-metal written afterwards, and in the name of non-metal IDE, chloride, bromide. We are not writing bromine, we are writing bromide. IDE is added, like sulfide, oxide. So in the name of the non-metal IDE, 3 letters are added, and metal as it is written first. We will see when we are writing the formula. And the third rule is that when we are writing polyatomic ions, if a single polyatomic ion is there, we do not have to put brackets. But if suppose 2 polyatomic ions are there together, then we put a bracket and write 2 here as a subscript. We will see when we write the formula. So these are 3 rules. I am repeating what are the 3 rules. First write the symbol, then write the valency or the charge, then make a crisscross. This is one thing. Second, name of the metal first, name of the non-metal afterwards with IDE. Then when polyatomic ions are written, so a bracket is put when more than one atomic polyatomic group is present. So we will see. First I am writing the formula of covalent compounds, and I am writing the formula of hydrochloric acid, and the symbol, it is having 2 elements, one is H, other is chlorine. So 2 atoms are present in HCl. The valency of hydrogen is 1, valency of silver chlorine is 1. We write valencies here and symbols like this. So this is hydrogen chlorine. This is the formula of HCl. These are the valencies. We make a crisscross. Crisscross means the valency of chloride should be with this hydrogen and of hydrogen with chlorine. There should be a balance between the valencies. Both the valencies should be balanced in formula. Or if it is a charge, then both the charges should be balanced in the formula. See how. So what is this? H. This one is 1 Cl with this one is 1. So the formula is H1Cl1. But when 1 is there, we generally don't write 1 or we simply write HCl. So this is the formula of hydrochloric acid, or we can say hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen, although it is a non-metal, but it is written first, and chlorine, INE is removed and IDE, hydrogen chloride, is the formula of this, and this is generally known as hydrochloric acid. Now this is first. We will write few, and the second is, no pen is working. Second, we write the formula of hydrogen sulfide. How? First we write symbol. Symbol is H and S, valency 1, valency 2. The valency of sulfide is 2. So crisscross, what we get? H2S1. We generally don't write 1. So the formula of hydrogen sulfide is H2S. So this is the formula of hydrogen sulfide. This is a gas with a rotten egg smell. This is a gas and this is the formula of hydrogen sulfide. Now writing some more. We can see the symbols from here and also valencies from here. So next I am writing the formula of carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. Symbol carbon and chloride Cl. Carbon valency 4, chloride valency 1, crisscross, C with 1, Cl with 4, or CCl4. CCl4 is the formula for carbon tetrachloride. So this is the formula for carbon tetrachloride. Next, these are covalent compounds. Next, I will write ionic compounds. And for ionic compounds, now the second one, just a minute. So we will write first the formula of magnesium chloride. So formula of magnesium chloride I am writing. The formula is MgCl2. Then we will write formula of, so first magnesium, formula of magnesium chloride. Now we are writing formula for these ionic compounds. So magnesium, you have to write every time symbol here, valency, or when we are writing formula of ionic compound, we write instead of valency charge. So symbol of magnesium Mg, chloride Cl, 2 valency, Cl1, you can write 2 plus, you can write 1 minus, and when we write the formula, we don't put plus or minus in the formula of the compound, because compound is neutral and these are ions, they are having plus or minus charge. So crisscross with Mg we have 1, we are not writing 1. With Cl we have 2, so this 2 is written in the foot as a subscript here. So the formula of magnesium chloride is MgCl2. Should I repeat again? This is the symbol Mg, symbol of chloride is Cl, the valency or the charge is 2 plus, valency 1 minus. So with Mg, first we write the metal, Mg is metal, first we write Mg with 1. We don't write 1 and then we write chloride with 2. So the formula is MgCl2. Now I am writing the formula of, what is the next? Aluminium oxide. Now the formula for aluminium oxide. Now I am not writing again and again symbol. The symbol is Al, oxide O, valency 3 plus, oxide valency 1, 2 minus. Valency of oxide is 2 minus. So crisscross, but with Al we have to write 2, with oxygen we have to write 3, with Al2 with oxygen 3. So the formula of aluminium oxide is Al2O3. Next we can write the formula of calcium oxide. So symbol calcium 2 plus valency, oxygen 2 minus valency. So crisscross, so Ca2 and O2. With Ca2 with O2 and these two are cancelled, so the formula will be CaO. When both are same, generally we cancel. So now the formula of calcium oxide is CaO. So these are some of the formula for ionic compounds where instead of valency we call them charges because they are present as cations or anions. Now I will take some compounds with polyatomic group. First I will take ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate. You know the formula of ammonium, NH4 and sulfate SO4. Valency is 2, valency is 1 plus, sulfate 2 minus. So crisscross with NH4 we have to write 2. If it is more than 1 we write it in bracket. With SO4 we write 1. Don't try to put bracket. So it is NH4 whole twice SO4. So this is the formula with polyatom. We can write one more and that is suppose aluminium sulfate. We can write aluminium sulfate. Aluminium is Al and sulfate is SO4. Al 3 plus valency, SO4 2 minus valency. So crisscross Al with Al we will write 2 and with SO4 we will write 3. When it is SO4 is more than 1, 3 groups of SO4 are present. So this 3 we write in bracket. So the formula of aluminium sulfate is Al2SO4 whole thrice. So this is how formula for covalent, ionic and compounds with polyatomic groups are written. You have to practice some more from your book, from NCERT or with some Oswald or some other reference book. And the first and foremost, you have to memorize all these valency. Till you do not know the valencies, then you cannot write any formula. And it is simple. By crossover method, you can write the formula of, and by time you can learn the formula. You don't have to make this crisscross or crossovers, and you memorize these formulas by heart. So this is all for today. Thank you.